Hey, this is your boy on Why Gardens Suck. I don't have a person I am badly pretending to be today, because honestly this is just an unhinged rant. So let me explain exactly what I'm talking about. When I say gardens, I mean ornamental personal gardens. You know, the thing with the flowers old white ladies like to sit in and think very basic thoughts they think are very philosophical and deep whilst drinking a cup of tea. So I don't mean a vegetable garden. I also don't mean a yard, according to the British definition at least, which is a piece of uncultivated ground adjoining a building, typically one enclosed by walls or other buildings. The uncultivated ground being the important part, because in the British context, a yard is basically just a piece of ground that you own, possibly next to your own house, where you do stuff. So when I talk about gardens in this context, I don't mean the British definition of a yard, but I do mean an American suburban yard. I also don't mean a botanical garden, because that is just a very fancy park. So again, let me be very clear, with a garden I mean a piece of ground which is not accessible to the public you have cultivated, with the purpose of that cultivation being ornamental. That is what I'm talking about here. Those kind of gardens are the absolute evil and skulk of the earth. If you like gardens, just know that it is a fact that you are an asshole. Let me explain why. To begin, let's talk about the history of gardens. Gardens basically started as a super hard flex of the elites. Just imagine you are some medieval peasant. You are constantly starving and have never had a full belly a day in your life. To survive, you literally have to slave away on some field. But the thing is, 21st century fertilizer hasn't been invented yet. So fertile land, good land, that can grow food is hard to come by. Because of this, a medieval peasant, like you, is insanely grateful in the sense that you can have this patch of field even though it probably isn't even that good at growing food. Now imagine that one day a nobleman shows you his garden, a place of immense fertility which that nobleman doesn't even use to grow food, but still requires immense amounts of expensive specialized labor. Imagine how rich you must think this man is. And of course, you are right about this. To waste this much fertile ground in the past meant that that person was immensely wealthy. Having a garden at that time was an immense waste of food on an unbelievable level, and all just for some pretty flowers. The modern day equivalent would be if you built a very nice looking shed out of supreme bricks in the middle of Manhattan. That's why when the middle class started to emerge after the Industrial Revolution, they too wanted to do this ultimate flexing of wealth. They too wanted to pretend they were uber rich in their own little way. This is where our modern idea of gardens came from. It is the ultimate form of look at how much wealth I can waste. Owning a garden is literally the most elitist thing you can do. It is way more elitist and way more wasteful than wearing a Supreme shirt, because at least that still is a shirt. That's why gardens suck. You are literally wasting valuable land that could be used for anything better just so you can flex. Now you might say gardening has health benefits, like it's reducing stress. First of all, there are tons of things that reduce stress, and most of the reasons why gardening would reduce stress or is healthy is based upon the fact that you are outside and doing exercise. So instead of gardening, just go for a walk in nature or any other outside activity, or just have a vegetable garden. At least that produces food. Also, gardens aren't a good representation of nature's beauty. When most people think of how beautiful nature is, they think of things like this or this, not this, and definitely not this. Gardens are nothing more than a giant waste of money, labor and resources. Also, gardens basically promote suburbia. I mean, if everyone wants to have a big garden, or in the American context, yard, you basically need your house to have a big plot of fertile land around it, which is only for the purpose of your own ornamental desires. This automatically leads to suburbia. And if you're wondering why suburbanism is bad, here are just a few reasons. I am not going to read them all out because that would take too long, and this video is not about why suburbia sucks, but it is why garden sucks. But yeah, just know there are tons of reasons why suburbia sucks, and gardens are the underlying reason why people want to live in suburbs. So basically, gardens are the devil, and fuck you Susan for liking them. This was your boy on Why Gardens Suck. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.